Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. I'm going to continue on the NSU engine. What I want to do now is to change all the bearings and all the oil seals. To do that I could use a bearing puller set. I could tap them out. There's different solutions. But I'm going to use another solution that is a lot better in my opinion, because the bearings are steel, the casing is aluminum. So if I force those bearings in and out, I will most likely scrape a little bit of aluminum off each and every time I do it. So what I'm going to do is to heat this in an oven. Aluminum will heat up a lot quicker than the steel, so that will expand quicker. And that should just make the bearing drop out pretty much. Of course, I don't want to heat the aluminum up too much. I'm just going to dial my oven to 150 degrees and then give it 10 minutes or something like that. And then the bearings should come out at least easy. Maybe they need a little tap, but let's try. And give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, let's see if the bearing has just dropped out by itself. No. But let's see if a slight tap against the table is enough. And it was. This is such a nice way to do it. It's really controllable. There's a locking ring down there. I'm going to remove that to make it a little bit easier to remove that oil seal, because then I can just tap it from the back side. Like this. Then I can put it back in. And then insert the bearing. And I can just press it all the way in. Just going to give it a bit of a very soft tap to make sure it's all the way seated. Then flip it around. Almost just slips in. Not entirely. And then tap it with the rubber hammer. But let's get those oil seals out also, because with everything hot, it should be easier, especially if the metal on the oil seals doesn't get as hot as the aluminum, and it takes a while before that happens. There we go, one seal out. There we go, that seal is out. Like that. That is this one done. No, we need another bearing. While waiting for the other casing to heat up, I just wanted to show you that, to tell you that I have been cleaning the stuff. The bearing surfaces has been cleaned. Much of the stuff has actually been in the ultrasonic cleaner to make it just a little bit better. And everything seems pretty clean now. I actually went to visit the guy I bought this one from. Remember, I actually traded it for the Trabant. And he had a lot of stuff for me. He found a lot of parts. And the one thing, and I didn't even notice that, this is the old pedal axle. As you can see, it's actually missing the thread completely on this side. I didn't notice that when I took it apart, but he remembered that it was an issue, and then he actually found this for me. So this one is going in instead of the old one, because this one actually got a thread on both sides, so that's nice. Also, he had a lot of other parts that I was missing, and I don't think I really miss anything now, actually. Let's put the next one into the oven. give it 10 minutes once again. I'm just going to give the bearings a bit of assembly lube just to get them going when I start it up at one point, because it could take a little bit of time to get the oil flowing and all that. Don't know if it's necessary, but I don't think it can hurt, at least. This is some really thick and nice yellow, or purple actually, not yellow, assembly oil. Didn't come out all by itself, but let's try that tab once again. There we go. And then we have a locking ring in there, and I'm gonna remove. So that I can just tap out that oil seal like that. Then I'm gonna reinsert the O-ring. Just gonna clean it off a little bit. It's a bit disgusting. Like that. Take the new bearing. No, wait, I'm just actually gonna put the seal in first to avoid having the bearing fall out on the other side. Like that. And then take the new bearing and drop it in there straight. Like that. A bit of lube. And then just let it cool. And of course I'm going to let it cool on this side, because if I flip it around, the bearing will come out. So yeah, that's that. That is all the bearings changed, except one. And I was actually, couldn't really figure out what the last one was, because I didn't see any casings. Yeah, I didn't find any holes in the casings and anything. But it's on the clutch. The clutch spring is right here, and underneath that is a bearing. Nope, the bearing's not going to be reused, so this is an okay method for this. Oh, there we go. A bit embarrassing, but I actually fit the wrong bearing right here. This is supposed to be on the clutch, so I'm gonna use the blowtorch to heat it up to take it out. But I really have to be careful, because I can melt the aluminum pretty quickly, and I don't want to do that. So very embarrassed behind the scenes. I have just swapped the the wrong bearing that I put in there. Heated it up again, took it out, put the new one, or the right one, back in. And now we're getting ready to actually take this bearing, which was stuck in there a minute ago, and fit this one from the clutch thingy. I could heat up the bearing, but I could also do this. Take a freeze spray, cool it down, cool it down. And also a bit of Max Tuff, not sponsored, oil into there, like this. So everything is now fitted with new bearings and all that. And I think we can just start to reassemble everything. Oh, it's still hot. Firstly, I'm going to change the piston rings on this one. But before fitting it to the piston, I'm just going to put it into the barrel and measure the gap. So the ring gap is a lot bigger than I was expecting. So So there will be no problems with this because it's more than enough. Then we have an O-ring down here that I'm gonna take off. It's this way. Maybe a bit of a tap is needed. That was the crankshaft. Next up, it must be this little fella. It goes in like that. And this one fits into there. And we have this one. This goes into that. Now I don't know what it held. Not really. This crank is not. It's a good thing that I can watch my own video when I'm in doubt about how to fit stuff. Like that. Then we can fit this one back on, maybe. Yes, we can. Whew. And now, maybe it would be wise to try to change the gear. So that seems to work at least. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some liquid sealant around the edge. There's also going to be a paper gasket, but I don't trust that to be enough, so I'm going to give it a bit of this as well. Also, I could check for end play on the crankshaft. I'm not really sure how that's done on this engine, but I'm not going to because I'm not expecting anything to be wrong there. So yeah, could be stupid, but that's the way I roll. The paper gasket. Next up, I'm going to take this and apply liquid sealant on this side. And then I really hope I haven't forgotten something, and most likely I have, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it's almost together. So now it's time to fit that stupid nut that was spinning when I had to take it apart. Like that. I'm taking care to make sure that everything is seating right now so we don't get anything crooked. So with that done, I think we can fit this and the O-ring. So I think I can just push that on all the way in. I'm not really sure what that is meant to do, but I better fit it because it was there when I took it off. And there is a groove for it. That goes in first. This one goes off again. Like that. Then I think we need to put this one on before fitting the rest of the clutch, like that. So now I would really like to get that clutch system back on. I got it on using my my valve clamp tool. So hopefully that will work again. Like that. So this is really not a clean part of the job. The right tool would be nice, and it's actually pretty easy to make, so in reality I should maybe just have done that, but I have not done it, so this is the way it's going to be. And to be honest, it's going to work just fine. It's just not very healthy for the tools. Like that. And then release the pressure from this tool. Like that. And Björn, the one I bought it from, also had one of these for me, so I didn't have to go and buy another one or try to straighten mine out. I can just use this, so that is so great. So there we go, I got it. I almost can't believe it myself, but it is in. A lot easier than to take it off, to be honest. But now I also know how the system works, and that's always helpful. So next thing is I want to change that O-ring on this, because it would be a shame if it leaks. I got a new one. I'm gonna lube it up a little bit, just to avoid it being torn. Like that. And when talking about O-rings, we also have 2 O-rings on this one that I want to change. So off with that, and on with a couple of new ones. So next up, I'm gonna give it some liquid sealant on the edge once again, because this part of the engine is also full of oil. And then a gasket goes on like that. Fit this cover. And there we go, it's in. Woo! So I'm just gonna put all the nuts back on and then take you back. Here we go, the engine is back together, almost everything. It is now a closed crankcase and all that. I haven't filled any oil in yet because I don't have any. And I'm gonna stop working on this today. So this will be the end of this video because I have to do some work on another car tomorrow. And the next video on the NSU will be the rest of the engine, getting the cylinder on and the ignition system on and all that, and fitting it back on the bike. I won't start it up in the next video, I don't think so, but I would like to fit everything back on the bike. So thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.